Hey you, so in this video, coronavirus, gold and silver, and everything in between Q and A. I'm just going to call it that. I'm going to go over a load of topics. So before I get into this, I'd like to say if you haven't done so already and like what you see slash hear, please do go ahead and subscribe. So yeah, I know I've taken a bit of time off. Last week was the kids' holidays, for everyone in UK would know. So we had half term last week, so I was only able to get out one video. And also this week I've been really tied up, so I'm gonna get one in for the end of the week, and it might be a long one, so hopefully ties up for all the videos I've missed out on. So for those that hate long videos, keep watching. I promise you it gets shorter. And so I've got some of these sovereigns on display in the background. I'm just gonna go over a load of questions I've had, so just get them all out there in one video. There's a few I will break into a separate video, and I'll mention that as we move along, but hopefully I can address everything and push it all out there now at once, as we've also got a lot of things happening globally that's affecting gold and silver prices. So I'll give my views and opinions on that also, and hopefully I can remember everything. So first off, question I've had: what do I think about the current spot price? Well, I was asked this when it was, I think we were at £1,300 sterling. I'll show some of these off. This is going to be the modern to date. So for me, I've always mentioned when it comes to the sovereigns, I'm going to stick to the modern stuff. So I have the 1989, 2002, 2005, 2012, and the 2017, all special design years that I'll hopefully try and get all out in this video. So what do I think of the current spot price that we had? High spot price. What was I doing? For me, still the same. I will mention that recently, you guys remember the platinum coins that I had, I recently liquidated them. I got a fantastic price. It was a chance situation. An opportunity popped up and I liquidated them. I have also, answering another question, done a first purchase of the year, and it was for some high premium gold. So when that gets in, I will display that piece also. But yeah, I had the 5 platinum pieces. Platinum is doing well. Not as well as I would have expected all the other platinum metals are doing, but for me, I've come out of platinum. Will I be going back in? I doubt it. I think we'd need a massive crash. For now, I'm just going to focus on the main 2 metals, mainly on the one that I'm showing here. But, I still think there's opportunities. Big heads up and shout out to anybody that is currently all platinum or thinking that's where the money is. Definitely looking at the other ones. So you've got palladium, rhodium's going crazy. So they're definitely doing massive things. If platinum can follow, who knows? But I'm happy I'm out. I won't be getting back in purely because of liquidating. Quick liquidation. You've got long liquidation. You've got secondary market liquidation, i.e. eBay and the likes of. But when you want to quickly liquidate, everything I'm showing here wouldn't fall under that category. It needs to be sold on to someone that's going to appreciate, a dealer that either buys collector coins, or somebody that's going to want to buy this at a premium, especially larger than I did. The platinum in the UK, I found, for a quick liquidation just isn't there. Some dealers, now mind you, I only tried a handful of dealers, but even when you're dealing with Europe, they were collector coins. If you guys remember, it can sometimes be a dealer may not instantly take them off you, may want to help you out, maybe liquidating or selling them, but that can also take time. So finding a spot in the UK where it could be quickly liquidated, I got a couple of quotes and it was like 20% below spot price. So that says a lot there. So just for that alone, being involved, just my own personal purchasing and running of it, at the time I purchased at a fantastic price also. So, and the price I got was phenomenal. So, I'm not complaining. So those funds will definitely be sitting aside now, waiting to see what happens when we get a lower spot price. But I think the spot price is fantastic. What I've always done, taking advantage of these current jumps, is sold. So I know a lot of people may be doing that. I like to look at the high premium stuff to liquidate. Everything you're seeing here, I'm going to keep. Some may get graded and liquidated. I think with these, if you're not looking to sell them, or if you do want to sell them, to fully maximize, you need to grade them anyway. That's just going to be the case with some of these sovereigns. I mean, just the 5 sub alone can demand the price you got on the whole entire set if you get a 70. And so I'm still in 2 minds what I'm going to do with them, but I know I can liquidate these easily with a few UK dealers. I don't need to worry about logistics and shipping and the likes of. So these I most definitely will hold on to. But platinum, for me, I don't think I'll be getting back into it. I'm just going to stick with gold and silver. So that's that. On what I think of the current price, I think they're fantastic. We'll get on to where and how they came about and my views on that in a moment. So with a lot of ranting videos I've done recently, hey Shadow, why are you so angry? I've been asked what do I like. I've done a lot of videos trashing the triangle coins, trashing Germanium Mint and a whole load of other coins. Buyer beware of all these YouTubers pumping the same triangle coin, whatever coin it may be. So I've been asked what do I actually like. I did answer that question in my last video, but touching upon it right now, I would say there's not that much. There's nothing I'm specifically looking out for that I have a liking towards. Not like back in the day, when a coin was coming out. I can't wait for this release. It's going to be interesting to see what it looks like, yada, yada, yada. I will say, being King Cowboy, I am, like most people, looking out for the next Engraver series from the Royal Mint. Why? Because of the success of the last one. We recently had the Brexit coin, had an opportunity to pick it up. I just wasn't ill for it. I will say I'm pretty sick of the 50p's right now. I've reached that point. It's reached that point for me where a lot of the 50p's, regardless of what they are, and even the opportunities they may present, I'm not really up for. So, so I'm definitely not all in on those. I don't like that at the moment. There's nothing I would say I specifically like I've got my eye on it and I think it's going to be a massive hit. But like I mentioned, I'd say if anything, just that the potential upcoming release from the Engraver series has been the Queens. There's been opportunities, but nothing I thought I should really jump on board with. But there's definitely been opportunities out there, and that's what I'm always looking for. I like profit, so anything that can give that, realistically I should be involved in. So we'll just see how it goes as time moves on. Now I've got a bit more on the hip that I can jump in with, so we'll have to see. But outside of that, I don't dislike everything. Go back and watch the video before this, and I do stay on some of the collector coins I do like. I have seen a lot of these new releases, whether it's the Tiger ones I've been sent, and I have mentioned before, please guys, if you do listen, sending links on the channel gets sent to spam and everything's automatically deleted, because at one point when you automatically allow everything, YouTube thinks you're in cahoots if anybody is sending malicious-ware. So everything I get, whether it's an email address or a link, gets sent to spam, is automatically deleted. So don't send links in the YouTube chat. If anything, send me links via the email or the Instagram direct message. But I have seen the Tigers, I've seen the Dragons. I mentioned what I said on Scottsdale Mint last time. Love their stuff, but I think they're horrible investments. I don't know who does the recent Dragon or Tiger coin, should I say. But, not the biggest fan of it. I don't think it looks bad. I've seen the new horse from the Royal Mint. I think it looks nice. What I'm realizing that even with the Luna series or the Queen's Beast series, what seems to do best are the predators and the mythical creatures. So, the horse isn't bad. I'm referring to the new Queen's Beast horse right here. It's not bad. I think if you're a horse lover, you should like it. Everyone's going to critique in their own type of way. I think it's a good addition. Not my most favorite, not even in my top 3 or 5, but as we've seen, it's a predator. This is why I was more focused on seeing how the White Lion of Mortimer came out. And you critiqued from there, putting it against the Lion of England. But I think they've done a pretty decent job. Nothing horrible, So that's where my view's there. But that's what I currently like at the moment. Anything that I can make a profit on. And we're going to have to see what the year presents. Next one I'm answering is, do I hate silver and how much of my silver have I sold? I don't hate silver. I've mentioned this many times before. I've liquidated in the past when opportunities have came up with crypto. That was a former YouTubers on here who've done large monster box transactions, and with a few other personnel outside of this platform. And just when I've saw opportunities, I'm always calling up whenever I can take maximum advantage of a spike. I've been doing a lot of inquiries and even dealer callbacks now, and I'll do another video touching upon that. But I don't hate silver. As you can see, I've clearly been invested in silver. Why I changed my attitude towards silver, I would say that I've been involved in a lot of physical markets, and I made a lot of money in these markets. Property, I made a lot of money. Art, I made a lot of money. Watches, I made a lot of money. Luxury watches, and even crypto. As of recent, I made a lot of money. I was involved. I don't want to mention a coin, but there was a 6-figure bonus there that I was able to tuck into. When it comes to silver, which I went heavily with when you can first see. And yes, albeit silver's manipulated and these other markets may not be, I also think that's also a double problem on both sides, and that silver's manipulated, and that you get pumpers for a reason. especially when you're referring to silver. You can say, I could say, look, if I was to make this channel pro silver, and I do give all the rest of the trimmings, it would be a lot bigger than it is. You have guys out there right now, or girls, just pumping out a silver video every hour of the second and making it pro silver and just pumping silver. And it's being lapped up for a reason. You could easily say because it's manipulated. But, the manipulation I see on both ends on social platforms like this. So it's all about how you first initially get in. And it's easy to get blurred or caught up in some of the misinformation, especially if you're picking it up and you're trying to find out what's going on. So what I saw, and not forgetting I've been involved in other markets before, so I think that could also lend in your favor, because you've seen how markets go, you've seen how manipulation plays a role, you've seen profits and losses when they come, and you've seen how they come and go about. I got into silver and information was just out there, whether I liked it or not. You're gonna cross some of that information, but when you've been involved in something, I always did mention, well, maybe I didn't, that I would be re-evaluating my stack at a 5-year time point. I gave a date and said when this time point comes, I'm going to be re-evaluating my stack. When I came close to that, I decided to start re-evaluating my stack, being so silver heavy a lot sooner. Not saying that I found out there was more pumpers, but some of the information and just being around it, I realized a lot came from just pure emotion, and you can point out anybody. If somebody's not giving some type of graphical chart which can't be held, as word, as written in stone, then you're listening to somebody saying at the end of their sentence why silver's going to be great. That's why I believe it's going to be great. When you're putting your life savings and your funds into this, and even funds that your family may depend on, you're going to need a bit more than that. If this is your first time on the rodeo, investing large amounts of money in something, you can see when something's got a bit too much passion from one person pumping it or pushing it has. And I believed I needed to diverse my stack a lot more into 50-50. And why 50-50? Because on the other side, i.e. the shiny sun metal, there's not as much passion and a bit more fact and a bit more that represents and presents itself as what it is, as opposed to what it's going to be. Yes, there's most definitely opportunity in silver, and that's why I still have some. I've no way sold all of my silver, but for me, I started changing my stack purely based off of that. If somebody asks me these days, and I get asked a lot, easily once a week, what they should do. The advice I always give, because it's their money, and I don't want to be, someone that says, hey, go spend all your money on silver and create an incredible Hulk stacker. I would say 50-50. But close personal friends or associates, I now give the advice of, look, if for instance you was working on 5K, £5,000 or $5,000, I would say, look, get your gold up first, prioritize that first, and you'll thank yourself later. So if you had 5,000 to spend, get, 3.5 ounces, 4 ounces, and getting a tube of silver at your leisure over time or waiting for dips is good. But that's one thing you don't want to overpay for, and you really don't want to get caught in the FOMO bubble with. I see silver a lot like a lot of the crypto that came out, and a lot of people got entangled in that. And this is where you also found a lot of pumpers. It's where you find the pumpers. Somebody not involved in metal at all can come along and say metal's physical as a whole is a pump game by some, but you're going to clearly see a lot more pumpers than silver. Some have a vested interest, who knows why, and then some just may believe. But it's rare you're going to find some of wealth, some people of money. No one's saying that you won't find somebody that's all silver in high 6 digits, and good luck to them. But for me, being involved in all those other markets gave me somewhat of a sixth sense, a spidey sense to always adjust as I go and keep me on the safe path. And that's what I've done when it came to silver and being so heavy involved in it. So I don't hate it. I still do have some of it. I'm going to have to do a stock take and, give some numbers out there. Doing a full stack is just not going to be possible just for how it's all angled and laid out. But that's just my views on it right now. It was most definitely, you have them there whether you like it or not. And just like there was with the crypto pumpers, you have a lot of silver pumpers, and the pumpers are there for silver for a reason. It's not many gold pumper channels you find where it's just based off emotion and someone hiding their hand. You don't know what they've got or what they're holding in reality. So that's where I stand with silver right now. I most definitely do not hate it. So on to the main meat and bread here. It's going to be coronavirus and my views on it and what it's done to the current price, and do we think we can go higher? I think that's also a hard one, because in Europe, right now you have some governments locking off major events. And I think that gives somewhat credence to, some of the people who are overreacting, because somebody may say, hey, this major event's just being shut down. You should be scared. That's where I'm having conversations with some people, and that's where we are, whether they should be really wary and scared, or whether it's just, something not to worry about. I would say whenever you get something like this, I think it's good that the government are taking that course of action, and that they're not saying, hey, don't worry about it, because they'd be called up if it was a situation where people were to worry at some point. To say it's nothing to worry about, I wouldn't even dare say that. So I would say it's a problem. And I believe it's something that, if not addressed, it can most definitely, get worse than what it currently is. Do I think it's bad? It's definitely affected the stock market and gold and silver prices, most definitely. Does it mean? I think also with pumpers, you have those doom and gloomers that are like, this is it. This is the one we've been waiting for, guys. Lock up your kids, lock up your mums, hellfire's coming tomorrow. I don't know where they're. Once again, I can't give the answer to that. I think it's affecting the price of a lot of things. Can it get worse? I don't believe it's taking lives of the healthy. I believe infants and weak immune system type of individuals, it's really affecting most. But my views on it is, will it send prices higher? Maybe, maybe not. Am I reacting to it? I'm taking advantage of it in selling more high premium gold pieces right now, and then putting the money on the side for when we do get a dip back down. I still believe we're going to be seeing a big dip. We're not going to be getting no type of vaccine anytime soon. So I think, as with many bad things in the news, it's just going to die down. But at the moment, we're currently going through a phase where this country's finding it. This country's finding it. Oh, we got a big outbreak in this country. So we can have another 3 months of something like that, to the point where people see, we're not getting mass deaths on the streets or wherever you may be on the planet. If we get something like that, then, you may not look like such a nut for stocking up on all of that long shelf life food and buying a high grade gas mask. I haven't taken those steps yet, but I do have storage food. It's moments like this when you pat yourself on the back for owning that stuff there. But I think it's definitely an issue. It's definitely affecting markets out there, and it can only get worse and better for those that have something in some of this stuff. I don't see how having gold and silver, or how it can bring about the crash, but please let me know in the comments if you believe that is the case. But it's the current bad boy. It's the current headlines of all the news right now. So all we can do is sit down. If you've got your stack and you're safe, and you've got your supplies and your prepper gear and all the rest, and you've been waiting for moments and times like this, then I think all you can really do is kick back and to see how this plays out. But I personally don't think it's as serious as it is, but I think it has the potential to become something a lot more serious. I've been asked, do I think it's man-made and conspiracy type? When we get down that road, it is what it is. Whether it was intentional or unintentional, whether this is man-made or not, I have no idea. It's just like when silver price is going to break out, and all of the stuff that goes with that there. That's a bit too much for me to digest at the moment. But guys, I'm going to wrap this one up, but let me know your thoughts and opinions on the questions that I've answered today. So, what do you like and what are you liking right now? What do you think has potential? Just because I'm not really all in. And remember, I believe I'm a channel on my own, in that I've really gone heavily in on collector coins in the past. So I've got a lot of first-hand experience when we're talking 10 kg coins. And I've recently put up an Instagram picture to show how hard I was going in on a lot of these collector coins at one point. If I saw it and thought it had potential, I was all in and all over it. So me having such a different plan of attack at the moment may be surprise to some, but I just don't see opportunities right now. And the same reason why I ended up liquidating a lot of those coins that I was displaying on my Instagram channel. But let me know what you're currently liking and what your current plan of attack is, if you are picking anything up. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on gold and silver. Are you still heavy on both? Are you still 50-50? Are you 80-20? Like I've mentioned, somebody close, I would easily put it at, having 100 ounces of silver, you're going to be just as great. It does what people, or heavy believers, believe what it's going to do. Having 100 ounces is going to put you in a fantastic position. if you had, I don't know, $5,000 and put 4,000 in gold and then 1,000 in silver, you should be great. You're going to be winning on both ends, so that's double winning. But let me know your position there. Let me know what you think coronavirus is going to do to current spot price. Whether you think it's going to hurt or help it in the long run. I think we still need a big dip, and we could get a big massive drop once a lot of this hype on the corona dies down. So let me know your thoughts and opinions there also, and let me know other markets you may be involved in that you believe were manipulated or haven't been manipulated, that are much better opportunities than where we are right now, and any other pumpers or any other things that you think hurt or help silver. So go ahead and leave your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments, guys. Hopefully next week we should be back to regular scheduling, so I can get more out, and maybe, fingers crossed, can see if we can put something out over the weekend. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you guys on the rebound.